What's going on, my friend? Welcome to the channel. You have made it. Perfect timing, because I'm about to do your Aquarius-Pisces reading. That's right. So Aquarius-Pisces is, come on in, sit down, relax, put your feet up. It's Monday morning. Let's get hot. All right, I got a little new setup here. For those that are new, welcome. Hit that like button, subscribe, become part of this divine family, so I don't have to call you a newbie anymore. And those that are returning, this is the clock, okay? Let's get into it. Okay, I got my Light Seers Tarot deck here. I thought of this circular idea because we associate time, we look at what? Oh, a clock, right? And all the clocks that pretty much known or around. So that to me represents the zodiac, because there's 12 numbers in the clock. There's 12 signs in the zodiac. Also, the zodiacs form a circle, like a clock. Same with the numbers inside the clock. All right, I don't know where that came from, but that's just kind of how I thought about it the other day. So there it is. All right, let's get into your reading here and find out what's going on. Yeah, look at that, nice swords. Boom. Get your motor running. Right, look at you. Full sprint. Full sprint. Well, there's definitely something mentally engaging you that you are taking action with, okay? Yep. Swords is your mind, Knights is action, there it is, and you call it judgment. So this is what it is. You're definitely conscious and logical about taking some kind of action with calling judgment. What? I don't know yet. We're going to find out right now. Whoa, 9 of Wands here, huh? Okay, so it looks like you are wanting to not play the victim anymore. Okay, meaning the wounded warrior, you know, always taking one on the chin, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of where that's at, right? So, let's see how this all turns out. I'm still getting used to the setup here and how all the cards lay out. I have not even tried a bigger deck yet, so we'll see. Queen of Cups, 9 of Wands, that's nice. Okay, so what happens really is, when you make this decision to not, you know, be that wounded warrior, like I said, have the victim mentality, that kind of thing, you basically jump the fence, right? So you're like getting past those blockages and barriers that were in your way to now fully get into your emotions, right? And be able to stand firm in your judgment of controlling this emotion of not playing that game anymore. Look at that, the Moon card. Well, now, what are we going to do with that? The moon. Under the moon. Yeah. Okay, so with the cups is your emotions, right? And the moon with all the water, that's also emotions, okay? I think in some kind of way I'm feeling that it's like you jumped in and you really jumped in, right? Maybe you took on too much. I don't know. Let me get another card here after this moon card. It's something that you weren't aware of. Stuck. wicker stuff. It's so slidery and slippery and moves around everywhere. Can't just keep it placed, right? So anyways, you have the moon and the hangman, right? So it's like you're kind of stuck, feeling now overly emotional, right? Why overly emotional? Because you're still working off this kind of effect, this energy, this traumas of being this wounded warrior, meaning like you always have to overcome things and, you know, always just getting by and all that kind of stuff, right? So you really wanted to take charge and not to have that mentality anymore. So when you got into the Queen of Cups energy, which was great, it got to be too much, okay? It got to be too much. So you got to put your emotions on pause, which means you're not going to keep contributing to your emotional energy. You need to shift it because you have to start thinking logically of how to stand strong once you decide to come over the hurdles with this wounded warrior energy, okay? Justice. Bam. Okay, so the right thing to do is just, like I said, pause and stop living in the emotions part, right? You had to get there to really feel bad for yourself, see your own situations, things like that, and basically have enough of it, right? It's just too much. It got to be too much. So when you call that judgment, your intuition said, okay, now I can restore my emotional strength. I'm getting past this, but it's going to be a lot, and you're not ready for the allotness yet. So you basically call justice and put the brakes on, you know, thinking with your emotions, right? Because we started off here with the Knight of Swords with the logic. Make a logical decision, take action. And that action was to get a control on your emotions, and the emotions were what? You felt like that wounded warrior all the time. Okay? A little more clear. Okay, Seven of Swords. So this is why you call it judgment, because you knew that you were going to be taking on too much. Just like I said with the moon card, that was too much. Too much emotion. There's something you didn't see about this change that you want to have or already have done to be where you're flooded with emotions, and now it's like, oh my God, now I don't know how to handle that part. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Let's keep going. Seven of Swords. Be careful taking on too much. This is what you thought. Justice, scales of justice. She's got a sword right there. Plus it's the balance of the scales. Good job. You recognize, like, self-recognition of taking on too many emotions. So yeah, see, now you find the balance, harmony. Right. I can dig it. Yeah. This is what you need. That balance. Because if you get too overly emotional, you're going to go falling right back into that mentality of being that wounded warrior and victim and all that stuff, right? For whatever reason in your life. I mean, with the Nine of Wands, there are a lot of barriers in the way. So you could be dealing with a lot of people, places, and things that are just defeating you, right? You definitely have made up your mind. Bueno. That is pretty fantastic. I'm still working on the way this is all worked out on this little tiny thing here. Obviously the card placement hasn't been quite fixed yet, but we'll get there. We got two more cards and then we'll get to the rest. Getting to the outcome here. Okay, so nice. Karmic wheel cycle changes. Boom, there it is. See, they just move around all over the place. Slippery wicker. Oh, nice. King of Wands. Boom. Taking that authority, right? Boom. See, this is nice. This is a good way of self-reflection, understanding your limits, knowing that if you take on too much at one time, you can drown and then you'll be stuck. So you understood that, right? So now you decided to pull it back and know that you shouldn't take on too much. which means you can still stay in this Nine of Wands energy a little bit, but not too much, because if you totally take yourself out, it's kind of like weaning and stuff, right? You can't just go cold turkey, because then you're gonna have these surges of emotional up and downs, and that's gonna be way worse than you would be if you were in the Nine of Wands, just feeling down and still trucking, right? All right, so there's that. We got a few more cards to lay out, which will be your outcomes. So let's get to it. There's your Nine of Cups. There's your achieving this emotional satisfaction, this emotional stability, right? That's a wish fulfillment. Nice. And there's your bubble, right? So now you're going to be able to put your bubble up with that Seven of Wands and really focus on you and not let anything try to block you, you know? That is good. I like that one. The Two of Cups. Bam. Where is this coming from? What a mess. This thing is so slippery, but I don't know, whatever. We'll work it out. So the Two of Cups just comes out of nowhere. That's like, you made an emotional choice, right? Because I don't know. I don't see a relationship coming in. Maybe for some of you, there will be a relationship that comes in, okay? And let's pull the last card. Let's see what this pans out to be with this Two of Cups. But I really more like feel it's your choice in your emotional health, right? You're putting your bubble up when you need to. You're letting it out when you don't, right? Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands. But you still know how to but it's like you have a better foresight on now how far emotionally you're going to let yourself go before you pull yourself back and get back into your logic. For whatever situations, I mean, it could be anything, right? It could be just everyday tasks. It could be something more intricate with a union, like friends, family, co-workers, right? But this is all more about you and your getting out of this kind of wounded warrior energy to being this queen that's, you know, completely in control of her emotions and not feeling down on herself because of others. It's others that are the problem, right? So Two of Swords. This is nice. Okay, so the Two of Swords. It's kind of weird because she's wearing this blindfold, right? So I just went somewhere for a second. And it's like, you know how like when somebody loses their senses, or one of them, like say if they lose their hearing, their eyesight improves, like dramatically and drastically together, right? So to me, it's like when she has this blindfold on, I mean, obviously you see with your eyes, but when we see images, that's like, it triggers both our logic, obviously, but the emotion part, right? And so I think that here, when she's blocking her eyes with the Two of Swords, she's now making a choice to just use her straight logic. And over here with the Two of Cups, they're holding hands, so you're infusing yourself, left, right side, dark side, light side, duality, bring that together for your emotions. So now with 2 and 2, because those are choices, you made a choice to use your mind and then still have that emotion part about you, but balanced, because why? 2 and 2 is 4, 4 is about stability. So now you are able to stabilize your emotions and your logic and be able to discern which needs to be engaged, because most people, you ever heard of this? I feel that was going to happen. Okay, that's great. But how do you know? So then other people say, well, I knew that was going to happen. And when we have those kind of differentiations, well, when you have the logic, it's based off facts. When you have the feelings, it's based off just how you feel towards whatever, like you've seen or heard, whatever. Not necessarily with all the facts. So, you have the facts, Jack, and that's that. All right, so that has been your reading. Ooh, you want to take it home with you? Okay, go ahead. That's fine. Yeah, so anyways, enjoy yourself, my friends. I'll see you next week. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not. Anyways, be safe, be well, and hit on my playlist, check it all out. Got a bunch of good stuff for you. Be well, be best, be brave, and I'll see you again.